So just let's continue the discussion till the time. So these are the main four part. The first part is building the team. The second part is product building, manufacturing. The third part is preparing the infrastructure, and the fourth part is creating the supply chain and distribution channel. So this is why we mainly need the funding. Now, let's talk about the stages of funding. So we have heard the name like pre-revenue funding, seed funding, Series A, Series B. So what are those things, and who are the investors who invest in those fundings? So the pre-revenue funding or seed funding can be said same for service kinds of business, but for those type of business where the research and development part is the main key, like in case of medical science, in case of agriculture, where a lot of research and development needs to be done for a long period of time, and then they can go fit for the market. Those are called pre-revenue. And for those part where the product is ready but we have not sent it to the market, then the funding we take is called seed funding. And in both the cases, in most of the time, the seed funding or the funding for pre-revenue funding is been done by the angel investors. So how can we define angel investors? These are actually the family person or the known person or some individual people who are funding your business in the initial stage, when everything is not ready for you and you cannot go to an institutional investor. The institutional investors are actually called the venture capitalist, that is VC funding. So what we do, suppose I am starting in business, and in the initial stage I have funded some of the part from our own pocket, and then we can see that we need to build a team and need some money for marketing. So first thing we approach is to our friends or our family members or the small investors, that this is our plan, we are expecting some money, like this ranges almost from 10 lakh to 1 cr or 2 cr max, not more than that in case of angel investment. There we request them, we show them the planning, we show them the revenue model, what is the prospect, and then we take the seed funding or pre-revenue funding. Just for the information, some VCs also do seed funding or pre-revenue funding only for those products where research and development is one of the most key. That is, you need to prepare 2 to 3 years to make the product go to the market. For an example, you all know about the Shark Tanks, where you can see there was a medical product where there came two brothers and they were funded by the VCs because they were researching on it for 2 and 2.5 years for some I don't exactly remember, but there was some kind of disease for which they were finding a solution. So for that kind of role, VCs also fund for pre-revenue or seed funding. After pre-revenue or seed funding, the next funding, that those are named as Series A, Series B, Series C, where the investors, mainly the venture capitalists, come. So how the thing works? You took the seed funding, you worked on the team, then you had your product, you are marketing it, and main importantly, you are having some revenue. As you are having some revenue, you can show your balance sheet and cash flow to the investors, the venture capitalists, and according to that they will be studying and they will be funding a big amount with a proper valuation. That is called series funding. Series A, Series B, Series C just comes as it goes one by one, one by one, one by one. So these are the stages: pre-seed or pre-revenue funding, Series A, Series B, Series C, go on. Now, the when it comes about funding, then what are the points that the investors check and how the valuation is calculated? That is the second part. So if I give you the key points, there are main 5 points that every investors check. First and foremost, that is a strong team. And in that strong team, there are some particular assignments for which there should be an experienced guy or a knowledgeable person there.